Hello friends and welcome to this session for GATE and ESC Electrical Engineering. My friend, this session is going to be one of the most awesome session and you are going to really learn something very new and something that will help you in the exam. In the exam for GATE, may it be 2021 or it may be 2022. Now, before we start the lecture, my friend, let me introduce you myself. My name is Ankit Goyal. I got AIR 1 in GATE 2014 and GATE 2018. And my friend, I was also awarded the President of India Gold Medal by the President himself in the year 2013 when I graduated from IIT Indore. Presently, I am working as a director at an academy for GATE department, and that is why constantly I am able to bring new and more initiatives for you. Because an academy is not an institute. An academy is not a coaching. An academy is more of a revolution. An academy is more of a feeling. An academy has everything right that is wrong with every other coaching institute in the country. The name an academy, my friend, has been comprised of two words, an and academy. That means it has everything that is not there in an academy. So an academy cares about the student in the best way possible. It cares about the student most than or more than any other person can. All the initiatives are centered on the student. That is, they are always working towards the student welfare. And that is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system. That is why, my friend, you are watching this course on power system free of cost on our YouTube channel. So my friend, if you are visiting this channel for the first time, make sure that you have subscribed, because we have electrical machine, power electronics, power system, communication system, EMT, EDC, network, signal, control, digital, everything is here on this channel, that too free of cost, my friend. But what has Unacademy done? Unacademy has brought a revolution in the country where they are providing the most affordable education, and that too free of that too at the most affordable price as well as free of cost on YouTube. So my friend, if you want to be a part of the revolution that Unacademy has created by means of the courses that are running on Unacademy, where they are bringing you the best ever educators of the country on a single platform. That is, you, my friend, can be able to learn from India's top educator at the cheapest or at the most affordable prices possible. At the most affordable prices possible. Now, my friend, I'm talking to you. You can dare to dream. You can dare to enter a PSU. You can dare to dream about MTech from an IIT. Why? Because Unacademy has made it possible. Unacademy has done everything that is required to get the best rank in GATE examination. So my friend, if you want to join Unacademy, make sure that you use the code Ankit ESC, because the door to Unacademy opens with this code, and this directly makes me your mentor so that I can guide you at each and every step regarding your GATE preparation. And not only this, you will also get 10% discount on your subscription. Now, what does Unacademy bring for you? Not only the live classes. The live classes are the best part of Unacademy, where you can interact with the educator, ask your doubt, and make sure that you understand each and every concept and then only exit the class. But other than that, you get dedicated doubt session, where you can post a pic of a question and ask any doubt, any number of doubts. Then you have weekly quizzes. Every Sunday we test how much you have understood. Then there are daily practice paper which we provide you for practice. Then there are practice questions from Unacademy. Then there are test series from Unacademy. Then there is crash course where we will boost your rank in the last few months. There is rank improvement batch for the students who have already done well in the GATE examination. Now, my friend, all of this just with one subscription fees, where you don't have to pay anything again and again or anything extra. That is the magic.
Hi guys, in the last lecture we started with the voltage control, and I told you voltage control is required when the voltage at the receiving end is not within the 5% of the rated value, that is 0.95 to 1.05 per unit. Then we use the voltage control techniques. Okay, so We saw in the last lecture there are two techniques for voltage control. One was the shunt compensation by using a capacitor, and other was a shunt compensation by using a inductor. So we saw in shunt capacitor that delta V was Q into X by mod Vx, and the capacity required for the capacitor would be Vs into delta V by X. Okay, delta V is the change in the voltage required. So it is used to boost the voltage or increase the receiving end voltage. So it is used in case of a lagging power factor load. We saw it can also be used for power factor correction, and QC was given by tan phi 1 minus tan phi 2, where phi 1 is the initial power factor angle, phi 2 is the corrected power factor angle. Then we saw shunt inductor. In shunt inductor, we saw it is used to correct over voltages in the system. Hence, it is used as a Ferranti effect control device. Here also delta V was given by Q into X by mod Vs, due to which rating of the inductor would be mod Vs into delta V by Q. Sorry, delta V by X. Okay, and it can also be used for power factor correction, but for the leading power factor loads. So shunt capacitor is used for lagging power factor loads, whereas shunt inductor is used for leading power factor load. In this lecture, we will see the series compensation using a capacitor. So when we talk about series capacitor, let us first see what is the voltage drop in the line. Mod Vs minus mod Vr is I R cos phi r plus X sin phi r. So here we are connecting a capacitor in series with the transmission line. The load remains constant, hence I will say phi r is constant, as well as what is constant is I am assuming current is also constant. Okay, so this is the assumption that we have made, that current remains constant, it does not change due to change in due to connection of series capacitor. And after connection, what will be mod Vs minus mod Vr2? It will be I R cos phi r plus XL minus XC sin phi r. This will be the voltage drop. So if we subtract the two equations, mod Vr2 minus mod Vr1, let us call this as mod Vr1, it will come out to be I into XC sin phi r. Okay, so it is greater than 0. Hence, series capacitor also increases the receiving end voltage by reducing the voltage drop in the transmission line. How does it reduce the voltage drop? By reducing the reactance. Earlier we were reducing the current to reduce the voltage drop, but now we are reducing the reactance to reduce the voltage drop. In any case, we are reducing the voltage drop in the transmission line to improve the receiving end voltage. And in case of series compensation, we define a term called as percentage compensation or degree of compensation. It is Xc by XL into 100%. So if it is given 30% compensation, we mean that Xc is 30% of the line reactance. Now let us see how series capacitor impacts stability. So first of all, electrical power is given by mod Vs mod Vr by X sin delta. So maximum power occurs at delta equal to 90, and it is equal to mod Vs mod Vr by X. This is also called as steady state stability limit. Okay, means If you try to draw more power than this, then the system will become unstable. That is the maximum power that can be drawn from a system. Okay. So higher the maximum power or higher the steady state limit, more stable the system will be. How? First of all, since delta is equal to 90 is the stability limit, so you must stay as far as possible from delta equal to 90. So we can define a stability margin as 90 minus delta. Now electrical power will be P max sine delta. Suppose this remains constant as the load is constant. So as we increase P max, sine delta should reduce, or we can say delta must reduce, due to which this margin will increase. Okay, if margin increases, that means I am making the system more stable. So that is how, if we increase P max somehow, then the stability should improve. Okay. So now let us see what happens in case of series compensation. So in case of series compensation, XL is replaced by XL minus XC. So earlier P max would be mod Vs mod Vr by XL, but now it will become mod Vs mod Vr by XL minus XC. Since the reactance reduces, so P max increases. Increasing P max implies stability improves. Okay. So usually two stabilities are considered. One is called as angular stability, other is called as voltage stability. Voltage stability means improving the voltage regulation of the line. Now all compensating devices are improving the voltage regulation, so they are improving voltage stability. But here series capacitor also improves the angular stability, which is more critical as compared to voltage stability. Hence it is used as angular stability improving device. Okay. So there are two benefits. It will improve the voltage stability as well as the angular stability, and angular stability is always more critical as compared to voltage stability. Next, let us see the effect of series compensation on fault current. So fault usually means that we are grounding this line, we are considering shunt fault. So here let us assume that the voltage is mod Vs angle 0, let me say. So what will be the fault current IF1 if reactance is X, mod Vs angle 0 by Jx, or mod Vs by X angle minus 90 degree. After compensation, the reactance will become X minus Xc. So fault current would be mod Vs angle 0 by J X minus Xc, mod Vs over X minus Xc angle minus 90 degree. Okay. So mod of IF2 will be greater than mod of IF1. Hence the fault current increases. Now what is the ill effect of increase in fault current? First of all, since the fault current will increase, the heating in the system will increase, which can damage the system. Secondly, whatever the protection system I will design will have to be a higher rating because the fault current increases. Usually what happens whenever a fault comes, circuit breaker has the role to separate the plates of the circuit breaker and open the circuit. Now higher fault current implies higher electric field as J is equal to sigma E. So higher electric field will ensure that the air between the plates is ionized, and if the air between the plates of circuit breaker ionizes, then what will happen? Current will flow between the plates through the air. That means the circuit will not be open. The higher the current, more dangerous is this effect. This is called as arcing. So the arc will be more dangerous at higher values of current as compared to lower values. So circuit breaker must be able to handle this arc. That is why the rating of circuit breaker will be higher and the cost will also increase. So increase in fault current leads to more cost of the protection system as compared to a lower value of fault current. Okay. So remember, fault current determines the rating of circuit breaker. Increase in fault current increases the rating of circuit breaker and hence increases the cost of circuit breaker. Okay. Now usually what happens is this series capacitor, since it is connected in series with the load, will have high current rating. But it must have low voltage drop, so low voltage rating. But in case of fault current increases. So voltage of the capacitor, which is I into Xc, will also increase. Due to this high voltage, the capacitor may get damaged. So we need to find a way to reduce the voltage across the capacitor. So what we do is, with a series capacitor, we will connect in parallel a sphere gap. This is called as sphere gap. Here two spheres are kept at some gap. So what will happen when the voltage across the capacitor will be high? The electric field will also be high. Due to high electric field, the air between this gap will ionize and current will start flowing through this path. Okay. So current will flow through this path instead of flowing through the capacitor. It finds an alternate route. And since it finds an alternate route, the capacitor is shorted and the capacitor voltage reduces. Okay. So that is how we protect the series capacitor against any damage in case of a fault. Okay. So remember, sphere gap will conduct only till the point the current is high. Once the fault is cleared, current reduces, the air will deionize and sphere gap will become insulating. Okay. So this is a kind of an automatic switch. It will switch on when the voltage is high. It will switch off when the voltage becomes low. Okay. So current will conduct between the sphere gap by means of a spark or by means of a arc. Next effect, let us consider subsynchronous resonance. Now what happens due to capacitor? We will have a LC circuit and the frequency of oscillation will be 1 by 2 pi under root LC, or let us multiply and divide by omega, 1 by omega L omega C. So this will be omega by 2 pi under root Xc by XL, and I told you this is the degree of compensation, omega by 2 pi under root K series. Omega by 2 pi is frequency. Now degree of compensation will always be less than 1 because we want to reduce the voltage drop. We are reducing the reactance, but we do not want to make it negative, because if Xc is greater than XL, then the reactance XL minus Xc will become negative or it will become capacitive. Then there will be over voltages in the system. But over voltages as well as under voltages are undesirable. So we want to reduce the voltage drop. Hence, Xc will always be less than XL. So this frequency will be less than F. This is called as subsynchronous frequency because F is the synchronous frequency, which is 50 Hz. Okay. So what happens in the electrical part of the system? There will be LC oscillations which will be going on at a frequency, system frequency into under root K series. And also in case of a synchronous generator, there are mechanical oscillations or mechanical vibrations that are ongoing. Okay. Those mechanical vibrations will also have certain frequency. Now, the condition for power or energy transfer between any two systems is that they must have the same vibrational frequency, then only energy can transfer from one point to another. Now suppose this LC oscillation frequency matches the frequency of oscillation of the mechanical part of the generator. That means the electrical frequency matches the mechanical frequency, hence there will be energy transfer between the mechanical and the electrical domain. Now due to energy transfer, Earlier, when energy was not transferring, what will happen is, when the frequency of mechanical is not equal to frequency of electrical, there was some energy in mechanical domain, there was some energy in electrical domain. But now when Fm becomes equal to Fe, there is some mechanical energy and electrical energy, and they will interconvert. Energy transfer will take place. So at some point it will so happen that energy of mechanical will be Em plus Ee and energy in electrical is 0. Now due to increase in mechanical energy or mechanical power, the torque produced in the machine will also be high. Those high torsional torques or torsional frequencies can cause damage to the rotor of the machine. This is the most dangerous impact of the series compensation, that rotor of the machine may get damaged due to high torques produced due to high energy in the mechanical domain. Okay, that is called as subsynchronous resonance. Subsynchronous resonance implies resonance at a frequency less than the synchronous frequency. Okay, that is meant by subsynchronous resonance. Next, let us compare the rating of series and the shunt capacitor for the same value of voltage increment. So first of all, we have seen three effects of series compensation: effect on stability, effect on fault current, and the subsynchronous resonance. Now let us compare the performances of the series and the shunt capacitor, since both are used to increase the voltage. In case of shunt, delta V is given by X into Q shunt by mod Vs. In case of series, delta V series is given by I into XC into sine phi r. Now we want to compare Q shunt and Q series. So, but here we are not getting any term of Q series. Q series will be I square XC. Okay, so let me multiply it by I and divide by I. So it will be Q series by I sine phi r. Now if we equate the same voltage drop or same voltage improvement, X Q shunt by mod Vs is equal to Q series. Let us write it as mod I sine phi r. So it implies that Q shunt by Q series is sine phi r into divided by X into mod I by mod V. Now Ix by mod V will be I into X is the voltage drop, divided by mod V will be per unit voltage drop. Now to approximate this expression, we will consider some power factor. Now as you might have already seen in many problems, the most commonly occurring power factor is 0.8. Okay, that means sine phi r will be 0.6. Now voltage drop in the line may be 10%, 20% at the most, not more than that. And anyways we have to keep it less than 5%, otherwise we have to use voltage control to bring it into that range. So let me say PU voltage drop is 10%, that is 0.1. So Q shunt by Q series will be 0.6 by 0.1, that is 6. So Q shunt is greater than Q series. That means for the same voltage improvement, the rating of shunt capacitor required will be more than rating of series capacitor. And since the rating has increased, that means the cost of the capacitor required will also increase. If the cost increases, that means shunt capacitor will be more costly. But the thing is, with series capacitor, since the fault current increases, we have to increase the protection system. That will also increase the cost, which is being compensated here. Okay, So we cannot say that shunt compensation will be more costly. Instead, series will be more costly due to increase in cost of the protection system required. Now let us compare the voltage profile of the series and the shunt compensation. Now we know voltage drop is given as I into R cos phi R plus X sin phi R. Now R and X both are dependent on length. So I will write down R cos phi R plus X sin phi R, where R and X are per unit length, into length. So voltage drop is directly proportional to length. As we increase the length, the drop in the voltage will increase or the voltage will reduce. Now, in shunt compensation, what we do, in the phasor diagram we saw, it was VR, then IR, then IC. So we were reducing the current, or we were modifying the current. So if you see, we plot a curve between delta V and L. This will be the slope of the curve. So that means in shunt compensation, by modifying the current, I am actually modifying the slope of the curve. Okay. So we are modifying the slope by modifying the current. What happens in case of series compensation? In case of series, what we were doing is delta V was I R cos phi R plus X minus XC sin phi R. So that will be I into, writing in the same way, R cos phi R plus X sin phi R into length minus IXC sin phi R. So this is just a shift in the curve as the slope of the curve remains same. So series compensation provides a shift in the characteristics, whereas shunt compensation changes the slope of the characteristics. Now let us plot voltage versus distance for three cases, one without compensation, one with shunt compensation, and other with series compensation. So if this is voltage, this is length. So this is my sending end and this is my receiving end. So ideally voltage should have been flat, but what happens without compensation? This is my characteristics. Voltage will go on decreasing, or with increase in length, voltage drop will go on increasing. Delta V will increase with increase in length. Now with the shunt compensation, we will change the slope. We will reduce the slope. So this is with shunt. Okay. If you see, receiving end voltage has increased or the voltage drop has reduced. What happens with series? The slope remains same. There is just a shift. Now suppose the capacitor is connected at midpoint. So up to midpoint, the curve will remain same. But as soon as midpoint come, there will be a shift in the characteristic. Again, it will follow the same curve. So that will be case for a series compensation. Okay. So these curves are parallel. Just there is a shift as soon as the capacitor is encountered. So capacitor, I am assuming, is connected at the midpoint. So these are the voltage profile of the series and the shunt capacitance or the shunt compensation for the case of a lagging power factor load. Okay. Now let us see what is the effect of the compensation on surge impedance and the surge impedance loading. So first let us express surge impedance, which is under root L by C multiply and divide by omega L by omega C. It is under root XL by BC. BC is the susceptance of the capacitor. Now see, in case of shunt compensation or the shunt capacitor, there is line capacitance and there is shunt capacitance. Both are connected in parallel. So what we will do, since both are in parallel, B equivalent will become B line plus BC. So ZC, which is under root x by B equivalent, since B equivalent increases, ZC will reduce. And SIL, which is V square by ZC, as ZC reduces, SIL will increase. So by the use of shunt capacitor, surge impedance loading increases, which is an advantage as the ideal transfer capacity of the line increases. Next, let us see series capacitor. Here X equivalent becomes X minus XC. So ZC will be under root X equivalent by B line. Since X equivalent reduces, ZC reduces. And SIL, which is V square by ZC, increases. So here also surge impedance loading increases as we use series compensation. So by using the capacitor whether in shunt or series, the surge impedance loading will always increase. Okay, that is the power transfer capability of the line will always increase. Now what about the reactor? In case of series reactor, X equivalent will be X line plus XL. So ZC, which will be under root X equivalent by BC. Since X equivalent increases, ZC increases. So SIL, which is V square by ZC, as ZC increases, SIL reduces. What about shunt inductor? Here B equivalent will be B line minus BL. So ZC will be under root X line by B equivalent. Since B equivalent reduces, ZC increases and SIL reduces as ZC increases. So in case of reactor, whether shunt or series, surge impedance loading or the transfer capability of the line will go down. But why we are not considering the series reactor? It is because as the reactance increases, Pmax, which is mod Vs mod Vr by X, as X increases, Pmax reduces. So stability goes down. That is why we are not considering the series reactor. We are not using in case of overhead transmission line because the stability of the system will reduce. Okay. So that is how surge impedance and SIL are affected in case of voltage control or in case of reactive power compensation. Now let us summarize what we learnt in this lecture. In this lecture we saw delta Vc or delta V was IXC sin phi r for series compensation. So let me summarize in terms of shunt and series. In case of shunt, we are modifying I. In case of series, we are modifying the reactance. Okay. In case of shunt, voltage improvement or voltage profile was uniform. Just the slope was changed. So delta V is uniform or voltage improvement is uniform. Here delta V was abruptly changing. Okay. So it has high voltage since it is connected in parallel to the load and low current, whereas it has low voltage and high current. Now voltage by current will give me reactance. So here voltage is high, current is low. So XC is high. Here voltage is low, current is high, XC will be low. So here capacitance, since XC is high, capacitance will be low. Here capacitance will be high because XC is 1 by omega C. Okay. Further, now what will happen? The reactive power does not change. Q shunt is almost constant. But here Q series will be variable as I varies because it is I square into XC. If you change the load, load current will vary and Q series will also vary. Here Pmax is given by mod Vs mod Vr by X. So what will be the effect on Pmax? Pmax will increase. Why? Because Vr increases. Here if we see Pmax, here Vr increases but also X reduces. So the increase in Pmax is larger. Okay, Pmax increases by a large amount due to decrease in reactance. Here Pmax increases by a small amount just by increase in Vr. Here we saw power factor correction. Here we saw no power factor correction. Okay. So these are the differences in the shunt and series compensation. Now whatever we have seen till now was compensating using the inductors and capacitors. In the next lecture we will see how to use synchronous machine for compensation or synchronous machine for voltage control. That we will cover in the next lecture.
So my friend, if you want to join Unacademy, if you liked the lecture, if you like the content that you have just watched, and you have decided that Unacademy is the right place for you and you want to learn with me, you want to learn from me, then don't hesitate, because that is where we are conducting free classes every day that will boost your GATE rank. So if you decide to take subscription, click on GATE and ESE, click on get subscription. After this, you can choose the plan that you want to opt for. The final year and dropper can take 1 year plan, second and the third year can take 2 year plan. But don't forget to use the code Ankit ESE. This will give you 10% off, as well as it will bring you under my guidance. And as you can see, the prices are really affordable, my friend. It is much less than any other institute can offer you. And that is why I keep repeating, Unacademy is not an academy. It is a revolution. It is a feeling. You can make the payment by credit, debit card, EMI, net banking. Also, EMI is available on debit card, but for HDFC debit card and Bajaj Finserv debit card. So if you are from a weak financial background, you can pay the amount in installments, but only use the code Ankit ESE. And my friend, these are some videos where I have told how to study, how to get the best rank in GATE, and these videos will really help you in cracking GATE. So make sure that you watch each and every one of them. And my friend, these are our other channels, like for mechanical we have, for civil also we have, for computer science we have for SSC, JEE, all branches, electrical, mechanical, civil. And on this channel we have the previous year question video solution, that too free of cost. And many more channels will be coming very soon for you guys. So be a part of our YouTube family and you can take the benefit of all the free content that we are bringing. And my friend, this is my Telegram channel where you will find the notes of each and every lecture that I take. And this is my Unacademy profile, which you can follow to watch my content for free on Unacademy, because there also I am taking regular free classes. So if you can't afford to join Unacademy, then keep associated with us, keep sharing the content that we are providing, and work towards making this YouTube family bigger and better. We'll keep bringing more and more content for you, and the only fees that you have to pay, my friend, is that you have to work hard and you have to share and like each and every video that we are uploading. So that way this family gets bigger. Even the student in a rural area can take the benefit of the free initiatives that we have started. And my friend, you also get the best rank in GATE without having to stress about how to pay. So if you can't be paying or you can't afford to pay, then make sure that you are building this YouTube family, a bigger and a better YouTube family, the biggest and the best community of all electrical engineers. So that is all from my side. See you again in the next lecture. Thank you.